So it turns out that I had left the stream in streamer sub only mode. Whoops. Sorry about that, folks. I was like, why is there only like six or 10 people here? And now I've rebooted the stream. So the VOD will be in 2 parts, unfortunately, but now we have everybody is able to come in. So if you wouldn't mind, Cosmic Dancer, if you have a second to toss that in the Discord, maybe somewhere that people can see. I was gonna tweet about it, but I don't think that's really necessary. I think it'll just be confusing to people. But at least now when people come in, if they see the tweet later, then they will know that it is a not a sub-only mode stream. Because yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I do like the fact that StreamerBot will post automatic notifications in chat now in Twitch, not in Twitch, in Discord chat. My brain today is not firing on all cylinders. So we need to hook up rubber, and we need to hook up radio control units. And they're both coming in on... No, rubber we can put in the middle. And radio control units we can put on the right. I feel like we're going to have to utilize these 2 things here. So we have 2 options. We could bring them up here, or I could use this trench we've got down through here. And this is probably the better way to do it. Utilizing this to bring things in. I would say we want to stick on this side and then go up here. We could go farther and go up over here. That makes sense. Probably the easiest way to bring that in. So now it's just a matter of weaseling a couple of belts through this space. Rubber shouldn't be a problem. That should be coming in on the main line, and I want to do this before I lose the ability here. How is that working? Right. Our rubber is coming in on this main line up here. We can pull that at any point. I'd say it's going to make the most sense to pull it in a straight line. I would say. This is going to be a little simpler than I thought. And then the radio control units are going to go on some other belt, and we'll just pull them probably around this space. Where is that hole? It's about there. So we'll put them on the right. We'll put the rubber on the left. I would like to chop down the tree, please. Why can I not? Jeez. That was dramatic. Is that new? Well, that's dumb. It's a teeny tiny little bush. Why is it exploding? Anyway. So that's obviously why that was there. So we've got that coming in there. We are going to have to do something fancy here, but we do have the new tools to do that. So we can now come in on either side here, or just go in the middle. Maybe there. And I forgot to check to see how much rubber we actually need. I guess we'll just go off to probably the right. Yeah. $48 rubber, it says. I'm going to the right. Now, is that going to be flat? Say that's the flat one. Survey says yes. And I guess just to have it, we should probably put the lift here. So this is going to be the rubber, and we still have that one to go. So I feel like we should do this over in this direction. The reason why I'm using a floor hole is because you can go basically infinitely high or low with lifts when you do that. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I thought you could. Oh, maybe it's only floor hole to floor hole. That's probably what it is. Only floor hole to floor hole. Sorry, I guess we'll double lift. Okay, that gets us up to here. Marcus 11D, thanks for giving the shout out to Blast Jordan. And yes, again, thanks Blast Jordan for the gift sub for Marcus. Zero, it does make a lot of noise, cutting down trees in 1.1. So I once again forgot about thinking how this is going to work and did not anticipate that I would have double belts crossing one another. So I'm going to be cheeky and I'm going to actually turn this around. And we're going to come in this way because I'm just that kind of guy. And I guess what we'll do is we'll go up like that. This needs rubber. I should be able to spare that rubber if we can correct the flow. The flow right now is not good. We need to fix that. Of course, that's not the right spot. So this is going to be a Mark 1. I might be able to do like a little lifty bit here. Let's see if I can get this to work. 1, 2, 3. That works, but it's not the right distance. I need to move this back. Actually, that's dumb. I should just, now that we can nudge this stuff, I can just go straight at the top of this. Because that should be under everything. What is that going to be? 2 meters? Yep. So I can just do this again. Grab this belt. Get this in the right position. I think that's okay. And then so much easier. Vertical nudge is amazing. So eventually when the rubber starts to come back, we should have rubber. I'm noticing this is empty for a very long time, and that's not good. So we'll need to figure out how to do that. Now I need to backtrack and pull down radio control units, and they're going to come up and join. I don't know what they're going to latch onto. They could probably join this one over here. It looks like it gets kind of slow. So we could try and do that. I don't want to start messing around with too many mixed belts. We do have a mixed belt over here. You know, we could just add them on here rather than having another addition. Oh, that's pulling from, isn't it? Okay, never mind. So I need to pull these from this space-ish. I would say that lane is probably the best culprit. Lane 11. It is. Sorry the audio cuts out whenever I do this. Devastator main bus. Limestone, all color sheets. Lane 11. Joel has a good memory. Let's tentatively put radio control units. I think it's only 4 per minute. Oh, whoops. What just happened? We may change our minds on that, but for now, this is the space they have to come down. So they're probably going to sneak out here. And then I'm going to try to get it on to 11. Maybe I don't go as far as 11. Be a little bit snug. I could also just go under the whole thing. Oh, no, I can't. Crap. If only we had the ability to see what's on the belt. I mean, really, we're just pulling them off again? It might be worth it just to duck under the whole thing. It might be worth it to screw around over here and just send them down that way. Either way, they've got to come down before we can do anything with them. And they are being made right here. And that merger. What's happening there? I think that's what my plan was to pull those down right there. Oh, it's off. It looks a little bit funky. That's probably why. So we'll go above that. And we'll either hang a right here and go under the whole thing. I don't think it's going to be worth it taking it to the main bus because we're only making 4. No, we're making 8. I lied. Okay, so they do need to go on the main bus. Okay. So we'll just add them to something easy. $735. Got the room. How am I finding 1.1 so far? I quite like it. Yeah. A little crashy in spots, but other than that, it's good. And I guess we'll just go... Yeah, see, like, we're so close. We're almost lining up directly, but I need to go over by a little bit here. 696. That's probably the easiest one to do. Go middle lane here. That might not be the easiest. Can I see the other one? It's a little cheaty. How do we want to do this? Funny how straight doesn't work. And neither does curve. Alright, let's try something else. Or I guess straight needs 6. Okay, so that should be all hooked up. I'll just do this. Really? It's not going to snap to the middle? And then we just have to line this up over here with another smart splitter. Oh. No. I'm probably going to move some of this stuff around at some point. And then we just have to get this over to here. And did not anticipate the layers. That's right, this is probably going to work out. Just have to get it up high enough. Why is that swirling around like that? It's so weird. Is that straight? Okay. And then this is on the center there. So 1, 2. Don't understand why that doesn't connect. And then we'll have to do this little jive. Will this actually work out? Or did I go to... No, I went to the right spot. Nice. Looks even to me. I think I hooked this up at the top. We are getting some rubber, but not very much. Okay. So now we just have to hook it up back to the machines. I have not seen Mickey 17. I've actually had some pretty bad theater experiences recently, so I am not really willing to spend money to go to the theater right now. I need to hear from other friends and stuff that there's a theater that's worth going to. I'm finding that, like, it's not just, it wasn't just the Minecraft movie, it was also my sound experience in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 last year, the sound experience in Captain America Brave New World was terrible. Like, whenever there was a talking scene, it sounded like a phone call. It was awful. It's like, I'm not paying, you know, $15 to go have a sound experience that I could have better at home. You know, like, that's just silly. All right, so right now we are taking the radio control units and we are merging them there. We have overflow now connected to the main bus, so we don't have to worry about overflow here, so we can actually remove this and just nudge it this way. And so that should be our 8 radio control minutes, or radio control units per minute coming out here. Just in time for the sun to go down. Did they make the day shorter in Satisfactory? No. 2, 4, 6. Now they're all at 97. This is no reason to be at 97%. I don't understand why.
Perhaps you enjoy the challenge of blindly stumbling through tasks in low visibility. Try not to walk off a cliff. Replacing pioneers is inconvenient.
Time for a break, methinks. Alright, so that is all working, and as a matter of going on the break, that should start to saturate those machines. We might actually have some turbo motors in production when I get back from a break. I feel like I don't think I left at 20 to the hour last time, but anyway. Oh, I probably got thrown off when I restarted the stream, maybe? Anyway, I take a break once an hour. It is that time. And you get to watch the break train. I will be right back. Just like clockwork. So that, in theory, should be these turbo motors up and going. Oh. Saved by the zap. We are not getting radio control units because I obviously messed up something somewhere. Oh, I don't think I've programmed the exit for them. Must have missed that. Hello, hello, how's it going? Do. Radio control unit overflow. Merger. Something is just not... Oh, you know what? I didn't replace this. Nope, that's not it. Is it this? What's going on? This must not be attached. There we go. So weirdly, I don't know if that's... We shouldn't be seeing that. I don't know if we're going to be getting 4 a minute here. We shouldn't be seeing them continue on unless this is full. Looks like we're okay. Look, I'm not seeing any more. Must have just taken a second for it to program in. So funny that we're just jumping them on here, removing them off there, but it means that the 4 that we need go this way, and then the other 4, which we need for the other ones, will be pulled off at a different spot. Busy day today, says Low. I needed to go to the city hall to renew my identity card after going to Apple to replace the iPhone battery. Oh, it's a lot of waiting in line, it sounds like. A lot of waiting in line. All right, so turbo motors are going directly to our... So this is what we did. We just hooked up this long line to turbo motors. This one right here. And so now we've got turbo motors going into dimensional depot. That's what we got to do next. And then on to thermal propulsion rockets. So I feel like thermal propulsion rockets should be made very close by. And I was debating extending this and just like creating some sort of upward platform and having thermal propulsion rockets made right next door. But that means we would have to figure out how to get a lot of this stuff up here. Now, thermal propulsion rockets, they take turbo motors, the sinks, and the... So I only need to bring up one more thing, because turbo motors are made up of these turbo motors. I think I said turbo motors. Thermal propulsion rockets are made up of turbo motors. So item 1, item 2, item 3, and then 4 we can bring up in this trench again. And I think I can just extend this and do another line. And then we will come up with some made-up architecture reason for it to extend beyond the windows. Like we'll have some sort of like cool angled bit happening here. That, or we can just drop it down straight and do it on the next level. We have lots of room down here too. Which I guess we could have done these down there as well. Never thought about that. Yeah. I've definitely sort of set myself up in a weird position here. What do we think, chat? Do we have another pair of these just there? Or do we start going back down and put things over here? All of this is going to be encased in a cool looking building. I just haven't designed it yet. Yes, if you're going to be running errands low, I think running errands on a sunny day is a good way to do it. Well, I think for now we'll do this. And then I can figure out where to put things permanently later if we need to change our mind. It does seem logical, I agree, Cosmic. And it's such a small part. Like, it's just, we're only making like 2 at a time. So I'm just going to line these guys up.
Think. You could build more.
I am thinking, and I am building more. This is going to look a little bit weird. I am getting very, very wide here. Did I do this wrong? Oh yeah, I did. Almost my entire save game is just that area with 8 to 10 small factories built in my first train. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time in this game. Does not take long. So this probably won't be a window on this side. This is just going to be more building. But I think that should work. Are we making turbo motors yet? Yes. Okay. So, things are getting here. That's good. Now we need to handle the exports. And now that we know that the exports are going in this direction... Yeah, I would really like... Does anybody know if there's a game setting or a mod that turns off all the flying components heading towards your builds? I feel like that would do a lot for my frame rate. Help. So we need to do the same thing here with the drop downs. So I'll do that, that. These are going to be thermal propulsion rockets. And I don't know how many I need to make. I think we just need to make 1 each. And we'll change this. What do these even look like? Red and black? We add on the back. So it's done this again. I need to save quickly. My hotbar is not responding. And the last time that this happened, a game crashed. So we're just going to save it and close it for a second. Actually, what's my autosave right now? Let's bring that back down to 15 minutes. I forget about merging dismantle crates. That's a great option too. Does anybody know if there's a setting for all those custom things flying around? It's probably under gameplay. Or accessibility, maybe? Oh no, Satisfactory calculator won't load your 1.1 save anymore? What were you looking to change? Turn off creature alert. Use small slots for game progression. Small equipment info. Hide static key shortcuts. Does not look like there's much. Mouth smoothing, narrative messages. No, I'm not seeing... Thought I might be able to turn off that animation. That would be what I would do with mods. If I was to try to do mods in 1.1 when it comes out on the full release, I would probably try to add some quality of life mods that would reduce my frame issues. Like things that just remove the frilliness. I'm sure those kind of things exist. They have to. I don't know, maybe I'll learn how to make one. I can't imagine it would be crazy difficult. I don't know, maybe I'll do some vibe coding. I've only just been learning about this stuff with all the AI research I've been doing. And it's wild what you can do now. Okay, so we've got to do the same sort of thing here with the ingredients coming in for this. I'm probably going to try and stack them on the other side, so this is a little bit easier. I feel like we're getting a little bit full down this way. So we need to bring in cooling systems and fused modular frames. So the fused modular frames are over here. Cooling systems are already right here. So we could actually change this to a smart splitter and then send them right down that way. So that's good. We can actually just kind of copy that, I think. So that could be our, whatchamacallit, cooling systems. And that's taken care of. Now I would have to do the line across the top here. And then we need to do the other one, which is the pressure fused modular frames. And then of course the outside here is the output of the turbo motors. So the turbo motors we can probably get into this one. No. So for this, we'd have to hook this up at this level. So we'd have to combine these probably here. I need a merger. I feel like that's probably a safe bet. Maybe we can just go in the middle there, just to be super clear about stuff. There's the turbo motors. And now I should really power this as well. And it should be in the same line. Pretty good guess. And unfortunately, we need a lot of these. I think it's either 500 or 1500. I can't remember. But we need a lot of them. Pretty good guess. Oh. Nope. That's the wrong one. I might have done the other one the wrong way too. Sort of. To be consistent. Turbo motors are loading up. Good stuff. And now we just need to do cooling systems. So this is going to be a smart splitter. Nope. And we're going to do cooling system, and then overflow. So this will prioritize the turbo motors, and then once the turbo motors are full, they'll go on to here. And because these are higher production complicated units, I don't think they stack very high. Yeah, only 100. Just wanted to see the map for locations and ores. Yeah. Has it changed with 1.1? You should be able to use 1.0 for those, for the location for ores and stuff. All right. So now we need to do the fused modular frames and then modular engines. We know that the modular engines have to come up through here. So I might have to move one of these. We could also just go down a little bit farther, probably here. And that'll be the last thing that we do, because then these will fill up as we go. So this should be okay. This is just going to be modular frame and overflow. And again, we're making, I think, exactly the right amount. One, two, three. No, right. We need 2 per minute, and we're making 3 per minute. Yep. So that is still going to have its lonely self going out this way. This is going to go modular frame. We'll hook up something different for the storage. And weirdly, I must have put this on a very funny spot, because it's not a, yeah, it's a blender, not a manufacturer. So we just need to get this around down into that space, way down there. It's probably going to be easier to just go straight out, because this overflow is all very temporary. So I can ignore that. What we'll do... Yeah, this is not needed. That's temporary. I'm gonna want to go up over this stuff anyway. I'm probably want to be at a. It's gonna be the 3rd tier. We're gonna have to do a bunch of like up and down to make this make sense. Doesn't have to be, but that'll be the easiest way to do it. Thanks, Cosmic Dancer. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Have a good one. I probably missed them by a mile. So I could just go down on the bottom here. That's going to cut off the bottom there. Or I could come around this side. Yeah, it's kind of complicated. Most straightforward way is probably the best. Well, we're going to have to go up anyway, so let's bring this up. Here. We'll come at it from the back. And then this one, I guess, will be on bottom, and it can be on the bottom over here. This is going to be these guys. Are these orange? These are more yellow. Oh no, I guess they're more of an orange. Okay. So do that. And then this is going to be the gray one. That is coming in here. And take that underneath there. Oh, come on. And then this will just come up, because we have to go up to get over everything. I really wish that was lined up. I guess I could go down the middle here. That's going to be easier, isn't it? Infinite nudge for the win. Except for it won't when it won't nudge in a straight line. That's weird. I guess. So that should still be the same settings. Modular frame going ahead, overflow to the right. And that will just have to be something we stick into storage somewhere. That's also the same thing. Yeah, all of these are going to have to go onto the main bus. Right now they're just being sunk. So we'll have to get rid of all of that. And that's actually pretty easy. We can probably just join them up onto that. Some dimensional depots down the line. So now the last thing is just to get the modular engines up here. And I know where they're going to come from. Here. Now we just have to go all the way back down. We will have to do something tricky here. We are almost at the edge here. This might not be the best place for this, but we can always move it later if we need to when we're designing stuff. Welcome back, Dan. Good to see you. Grumpa, thanks for the lurk and the work. Appreciate it. So we're going to bring the modular engines down this way. I don't know where they're going on. We do have the sheet. Modular engines are on 3. 5 per minute. And we only need... Oh yeah, we need all 5. Okay. They're on 3. 1, 2, 3. Where are they on 3? Right here. So this is a situation where they are going onto the main bus, but they don't really need to. Because I did not anticipate doing this build up there. I didn't know that that's where I was going to put it. These are coming in through here. So we've got the space to move them. It might be easiest to just take them right underneath, right? I need to refresh my memory. Just because the modeler might say we're making 5, but we might be making more than 5. Man, the hover pick makes this so much easier. We are making a lot more than... Oh no, we've got 4 here. So 1.25, 1.25, 1.25. But we're only making them at 60% because our rubber is screwed up. So we're not going to be at full capacity until we can sort out that rubber. But we are making 5, which means that we are not putting anything anywhere else. So we can just scoot them right across, I think. So they will not be joining the main bus. And back here, we could probably hijack one of these lines. What do we want to stick it on? I could put it on the radio control unit line. And then switch that. Because that is not going to be something that needs to be changed. Oh, that's the one on the right. That's going to work out great. So I could literally... Oh, wow. Huh. I could put a splitter right in between them and do it that way. Although, will that work? If I do a smart splitter in the middle... No, because if one of them backs up, then it won't work, right? That's the problem with sushi belts. We'd have to wait for all that to clear. Yeah. Alright, never mind. Thought it was going to be smart. I really wish sushi belts were more viable. Unless somebody in chat has a better way, like has a way to do this, where I could add the modular engines to this one belt, and then pull them off. But I don't know how to do that without there being a problem. So for now, I guess we'll just pull it its own thing. And I'm going to send it down this way. I think this might be the way to go. Bypass all this. It's already set up. We've got space there. I think that's good. Just realized we have all this stuff under here that we just do not need anymore. This used to be screws. There's going to be a lot of cleanup at some point. That's a little cheeky. Maybe we'll do this the old-fashioned way. Gonna destroy the bush with an explosion? Nope. So at least this way we can see if it's working, rather than guessing with stuff going under the actual model of the planet. And that, it's like that. Well, that's no good. So that should be going there, go under it there. Should be able to then move this along. There's something really odd about long belts. Like, it almost feels cheaty. Like, it feels like there should be a better way to do this. But I can't think of a way to do it with a sushi belt. That didn't hook up. All the way up this way. And that should be good. Now we just need to figure out what we're going to do with the output of these, and we're probably just going to put them in a bin. I would say that this will fit here. I don't remember how many we need. So maybe I'll hook up at least the one. I find it really strange that straight mode doesn't go straight when you're at the old way that you had to make straight belts. Let's go with red. And we should probably go check to see how many of these we actually need. Now we're just waiting on modular engines, and hopefully those are coming at some point. Looks like yes. I've got a lot of decorating to do. A lot of cleanup. But that's the thing, I wanted to get this all sorted now, so that as we're going around and we're doing all that design work, then these are building up in the background. I hope it's not a lot. Phase 9, Tier 9, Particle. Oh, it's in the actual menu, isn't it? Show current milestone and HUD. Apply. Oh my gosh. This isn't the end. We only need 250, but it's only 250 of like a crazy amount of crap. We need to do pressure conversion cubes too. We are miles away from phase 4. That sucks. Those versatile framework and electromagnetic control rod, we cannot make those. Supercomputer and adaptive control unit, we cannot make those. Miles. Well, we can make those, sort of. Except we're not making enough radio control units. Oh no, wait, we've got extras. 2 and fuse modular. We just have enough to actually start making these. We can make pressure conversion cubes. It might be, we might have to do some temporary stuff just to kind of get this thing unlocked. Pressure conversion cubes we can do. Actually, we could even start those. Modular frame, radio control unit. Yeah. In an assembler. We could do one at a time. But this, we need 500 of these. And versatile framework is a pain. Steel beam. I don't know if we're making steel beams here. And electromagnetic control rods, we are not making those. Those are not as complicated as I thought. We've got the stators. it's the AI limiters. I don't know that we have stators going to overflow, though. I feel like all of our stators are going directly into engines. Whoops. $50 stators going directly into engines. Yeah, we're not pulling any stators. Things just got a lot more complicated. So 250 was the number we needed. And I'm thinking it might be better just to put these into a dimensional depot. Are we even making any yet? Just now. First one. Gonna happen? We're gonna see it. 1 per minute. $120. So it takes 2 minutes to make one. So it takes 2 minutes to make one, but we're making 2 per minute. So 250, it's 125. 125 minutes. Right? Right. 2 per minute. And we need 250. Is that the math? Right math? 1 out of 3. I can get this. I can get 2 out of 3 going pretty quick. I think that's right. Oh, wait a minute. It makes 2 at a time. That's fine. 1 per minute. We are currently making 2 per minute because we've got 2 machines going. So there they are in all their glory. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really funny that it, like this length of time to travel on the belt was just enough time for this to finish and have them all go out at the same time. So we've got 2 per minute, which means in 60 minutes it'll be 120. And in 120 minutes it'll be 240. Yeah, so it's a little over 2 hours before that's done. I can easily do something for 2 hours. That's fine. All right, I need to take another break because it's dark, and I think it'll be worth doing a little bit of cleanup and making sure things are organized. So stick around. You get to ride the break train. I'm going to reheat my coffee, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. the Nookie, thanks very much for that 300-bit on-screen celebration. I really appreciate the support. Were you here earlier for the sub-only stream? I think you were. But thank you ever so much. Very, very kind of you. We are officially at 100 subs. Now that we've had a couple people give out gift subs today. I'm hoping to increase that. We need to get to 100 plus points per month on average for 3 months in a row. And that will increase the Twitch revenue from 50-50 to 60-40 in my favor. But I don't know where we are with that. Gift subs don't count, unfortunately. I should just check that real quick. It's really jarring when the audio cuts out, I have to say. I really wish that they would fix that in the experimental version. I need to go to my channel. And survey says... Yeah, we're only at 13 plus points. That's weird. 13 plus points for April? I guess April only just started. It's just the 11th. It's funny how we can be at 100 subs, but only 13 plus points. Twitch really doesn't make it easy for affiliates to move beyond affiliate. It's tricky. All right, I don't need to be watching that. Okay, I thought about a way to get those pressure conversion cubes going, and we can do a temporary setup over here. Depends on what time of month. Yeah, there's a lot of people that like resub during the middle of the month, that kind of stuff. So we've got all this temp setup happening over this way, and right now we've got all of these guys, but the overflow is going to the right. And we also have all of these guys just sitting here doing nothing. So now that we have vertical splitters, I'm just going to pull these guys off of this. And I'm going to pull these guys off of here temporarily. So I don't think I might be able to do a load balancer. So like this is going to do everything going forward. But if I used a regular splitter, we could do it in half. However, I also have this thing. So I could just pull from this and link them together. So we could do like a temporary little job right here. How do I want to do this? We should pull next to one another. Right here. I guess first I need to know how many of these I'm going to be using.
It's good to see you build.
It's good to see me build too. Pressure conversion cube. Yeah, I'm gonna just do this. Purely for getting things over to the space elevator. So then we need to hook this up. This needs I guess we'll do a splitter. Do I do a splitter or do I try to do some sort of like load balancer? I guess we'll just do a splitter. That is a smart splitter. There's no way to do... These are not going to need overflow, I don't think. I think these are going to be... what do those stack to? Do we know? 50. Okay, we'll use overflow. And then this, same thing, I guess. Radio control unit. This is all temporary. And we can probably help this along a little bit by just filling up the machines. That one's already full. So now the cubes will start to back up, and this will actually start to work. I could also just put in 50 down there. I'm pretty sure it was 100. Sure, the web will tell me. Phase 4. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Assembly director system. Oh, is it nuclear pasta? It's nuclear pasta. It's not. Not that. I think I might have read that too quick. Yeah, it's nuclear pasta. Oh well. Well, we're making them. That's fine. Nuclear pasta? Good joke. Good joke, Nuki. How are you finding the new things they've put in the game? I like them. Yeah. I like the new beams and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, I think nuclear pasta is like, I'm not even sure where you make that. Probably a manufacturer. I think the other two parts are all 4-part things. So, adaptive control unit is a 4-part piece of kit. Yeah. I don't even know if I can make nuclear pasta yet. Oh, it's just an assembler. Or is it? It's probably in a blender, maybe? Copper powder. Instructor. Okay. Interesting. Copper powder. Huh. Okay. That is a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I wonder if I could just brute force a bin full of copper. Because I could use like a dimensional depot to kind of move that across the map. Because currently all of our copper is allocated into these things. So we don't have any spare copper parts at the moment. But I could easily just hook one up. Hello, copper ingots. Where are you going? You are going somewhere. And it is down and out and around to there. And you are going to get pulled out and turned into copper powder. Because why not? Not sure how many are going along there. Doesn't need much. 30 copper. We might not have enough, but that's fine. I do miss sometimes the early game stuff. Just the really simple setup. It's weird that your delete tool echoes when you're like under a roof now. Because it's so high pitched, you absolutely notice it. It's nice when you get to this level of the game, though, and you have the knowledge to be able to throw this stuff together really quickly. Let's pull as much as we can. And this is going to go copper ingot and then overflow. And this is going to be the same. And then I just need to power all this. So we are pulling a decent amount. Not sure how many copper ingots are on that belt, but we're pulling as many of them as we can. This is only able to take... Oh, it's 300 per minute, so this is going to be a much bigger belt. It seems easy, but now I realize that it is just really, really high volume. That's why it's not. Why it's not easy. It's an immense amount of copper, which I think is something I've heard from other creators. And now we just need to put that into a bin. I don't think we're going to need all three of these, but we're set up in case we do. Producing 50. That's 150 per minute. If it ends up going all the way, but it probably won't. I guess it only holds 30? Huh. Yeah, we're probably not going to hit that. I don't see any other ingots down here, so I think that's all we got. Now I don't know whether radio control units are down this way too. I think they maybe they were. Because we could do the whole thing down there. They were on... The radio control units made it to the main bus, right? Yeah, they're on this one. But they're probably not going to back up. Because we're not splitting them, we're smart splitting them. Yeah, until that actually backs up all the way here, they're not going to spill over. But if memory serves, we were doing half and half on that. Yeah, 4 to 4. So I could just split it and then grab the other. They were coming out here and joining up. 2, 3. It's over there. Yeah, okay. I could pull off of the middle. 1, 2, 3. So I could have them all being made over here. That's fine. And what was the recipe for nuclear pasta? I think it's an assembler. No. Is it a blender? Maybe I don't have the recipe for it yet? Project Part 9. Particle accelerator. That's what it is. These beasts. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we'll do that over in that temporary area. Steal that for now. Does garlic go well with nuclear pasta? I don't know. Yes, now I'm hungry. I could make pasta for dinner. I don't have any garlic bread though. I don't know that I've actually built one of these before. Oh my gosh. 10 turbo motors. Yikes. Do we have... I don't know if we have turbo motors going into a bin at all, do we? No, I think they're all going into our machines. $27, and that's it. And 10 supercomputers. Holy crap. $50. Supercomputers. Those I don't think I can make. I cannot make those. Unless I have supercomputers lying around, but I don't think I do. Sprinkle in some editable silver. That's funny. So funny that I can barely even make a particle accelerator. I tend to get a little ahead of myself, I think, in the game. No supercomputers. I never got that far before they moved everything around and changed the recipes. Did not get that far. So, supercomputer. AI limiters, computers. It has to be done in a... Oh, you can make them in a crafting bench. How many did I need? 10. So surprising you can make them in here. Well, let's just make 10. So how's everyone's day? Be here for a minute. So we're gonna make the nuclear pasta. I've got to double check that I've got a hazmat suit. I think I'm wearing it. Looks like I am. It doesn't approve of the decoration skills? No. My place is a wreck. I really need to start fixing it up. But like I said, we've got this time frame now that we're waiting for these 250 thermal propulsion rockets to show up. Be manufactured. We've got lots to do. There's always something. I was doing a lot of decorating on stream for a couple weeks, and so I wanted to really make some progress and see if like I can set myself up for success by having things set up in the background and then doing the decorating while we're waiting for things to pile up. I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so now we can make a particle accelerator, and I can probably fit it here. I can also fit it over there. Let's grab more of that copper. Yeah, it'll be nice to get rid of a lot of this covered up. Will you fit in this space? Wow! Massive. I like it. Nice. This is gonna make nuclear pasta, pressure conversion cube, and powder. Well, that didn't line up at all, did it? Just need some power. Really temporary. Floating power. Gotta love it. And then we need 100 of those. So this is going to be Mark II. And I'm pretty sure these things sound pretty cool. And I should double check to make sure I have. Hazmat suit. Shields pioneers from the adverse effects of radiation. Consumes iodine-infused filters for the pioneer's inventory when worn in radioactive areas. Do I have ionized filter? Yes, iodine filter. Cool. I want to see this thing start up. I don't want to wait. Cool. It would be really cool to have a base full of these things and actually have them like highlighted as part of the decoration. I might actually look into that. We could put these on part of Devastator and make it look like a cool, like, lightning area from outside. They're so big, though. Yeah, the symphony is really cool, too. And then they spin up and spin down. So that was half the cycle. And then again, it takes 2 minutes to make one nuclear pasta. And we need 100 of them. So it's another 100 minutes for this. So we won't be completing this today. Not to mention that this is only going to last 2 more and then it's going to run out of copper. So the copper is a real drag. Yep. It is going to take a lot of copper. It might even be worth running a temporary belt of copper all the way down here. What I need to do now, though, is figure out why we're not getting all of our rubber in here. Like, why is our rubber stopping? Because it really should be a good flow. We might have to add another train car. But it should be a fairly simple fix if we need to. Where am I looking? You can't unhear it now? Unhear what? Do you have to shield the environment from radiation? No, just yourself. Fix-It doesn't care about the environment? What? That's not a thing. Alright, so I think what we're going to do here... This stacks, so we're going to put in a dimensional depot as well. That way we'll have access to it in our inventory. $1,500. So that'll be better. That's faster. We can bring in 1,500 at a time and drop it into the bin. Oh, Nuki pasta. Yeah. If you're playing this game, the Nookie, then you absolutely have to put like signs on all of your nuclear pasta that says Nuki pasta. I guess I should also put a bin here for the actual stuff as well. Is it 00 or 00? It's 00, isn't it? I need 100 spacey. That's not nuclear enough. It must be blue. That just looks like white. We've got 2. It's not radioactive. It's not giving me any warnings. Right, so now we're out. So what I can do is go into my inventory, look up copper, and I can just take them right from here and drop them right in there. We're just not making very much. The Wormbo, I'm just a strangely shaped nucleus. Just strangely shaped nucleons. Oh, is that like an actual definition of nuclear pasta? Nuclear pasta is an extremely dense degenerate matter formed when extreme pressure forces protons and electrons together into neutrons. It is theorized to exist naturally within the crust of neutron stars. So yeah, let's just make some and keep up around the factory. Sure. What could possibly go wrong, right? It's too bad you can't pull from the dimensional depot on your own, right? Oh, you know what I should do? We could do this with other stuff too. What would be the best use of summer slip? Probably on the copper. The copper is the bottleneck. I think these will take 4. Yeah. I'm not sure whether I should put it on the copper or whether I should put it on the what's that called? Particle accelerator? Got 5. So that'll make 1 per minute now. And our materials will go faster. And if I go over to that one constructor. I need to start thinking about hypertubes to get myself around in the base. Like, I'm really struggling with how far I have to run a lot of the time now. I'm just remembering holes in the wall. And those are all things we can do while we're waiting for this stuff to kind of cook up. You know, every once in a while, like, I'll forget to, like, get something at the grocery store or something like that. But now I can find my way around this base blindfolded. The amount of stuff that I hold in my brain for streaming purposes is it's kind of silly. That's now going to do double. I think that's the most efficient way to do that. Yeah. You just can't pull automatically from the dimensional depot. But I mean, that would eliminate trains. Like, you wouldn't need to use them. Would not need to use them. Speaking of trains, we need to go figure out what the heck is going on with our rubber train. Supposedly, says the Wormbow, nucleons in that kind of matter take on shapes similar to spaghetti, lasagna, anti-spaghetti, and Swiss cheese. Interesting. I've not much of a scientist. A long time. I think the last science course I took was geology. It was a university level course. It was all about rocks and tectonic plates and stuff. So I think it's Scrapper. Yeah. Nothing there. Just this. Yeah, so it's running out 300 items per minute. So I think this is running out before the train gets back. And if that's the case, then we either are not filling a car or I need to add another car. Where is the train? That, I believe, is the rubber train. Yeah, that is definitely not going to last. So the throughput is 300 items per minute. It might just not be enough. Because we need, if I bring up my little modeler here, rubber's coming in at temporary rubber from Megatron. 123. So something's wrong. We should not be running out. Our machine should not be... The belt might run out, but our machine should not be running out. I do have an overflow splitter on the main hub. So yeah. Osleu, or Usleu, congratulations on joining the world of Satisfactory. Can anyone explain this game for me? I just bought it and I feel lost. So, you are the Fix-It employee and you must complete the space elevator parts to advance. And you are not here to protect the environment. And is that the right one? Yes. Give me 1 second here. Oh, that's coal. Oh, that's the other one. That's the other train. I wonder if we've got like a hold up where this guy's got to wait to come in. Nope, different train. So at first you've got to build basic parts, and one thing I would try to encourage you to do is get to the MAM and the awesome sink and awesome shop as fast as you can, because that's going to start to make your life a lot easier. And once you do that, I think you'll find that you'll get yourself towards coal power a lot easier. And once you're at coal power, the game really opens up, because then you don't have to manage your power as much. I guess I should have asked if you wanted spoilers. Although if you're feeling lost, I feel like you're probably maybe a little bit frustrated. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions. You can, if you the more specific you can be, the better, because the game gets broad very quickly, and so let me know if you have like a specific thing, and if you don't care about spoilers, I'll just straight up answer. But I won't spoil any story beats or any of the fun moments. But Ada is pretty funny as you continue to go through the process. So this should be our train. I need to label that so I know where it is and what it is. But I need to. It's like we are long out of stuff here. So that's the train. It's not full at all, so we don't need an extra car. That's good. This is Scrapper 2. So the problem is going to be on our main bus, because this is going to empty into the bin below. So somewhere we are scrapping this stuff because we don't need all 300. And somehow we're losing it. It's okay. No worries, Delara. So I need to figure out where we're pulling rubber and why it's not flowing where it needs to flow. So there's the first. Rubber and overflow. And then here we've got rubber and overflow. So all of that's getting trashed. So because we've got an overflow here, our bin is just straight up emptying and causing some lag, because this is pushing out what this needs to make up for the throughput. So we only need 75 and 48. So that's the 48 that's going that way. 75 is probably a Mark II. Yeah. So all I need to do is just cap this and be temporarily none. And then this will back up and it'll work. So that is unfortunate. So overflow only works if you're bringing in more than you need, not less than you need. But that should bring our production that required rubber up to 100%. And if memory serves, that was modular engines and turbo motors. Oh, here's a tip. Slay. Satisfactory Modeler is a free application in Steam, and it lets you map out factories and plan stuff. Yeah, modular engines and turbo motors. So basically we want this particular line to back up. So I just have to know that there's no overflow on rubber for now until we can bring in more. That should help. This looked like it was backed up anyway. And then that looks like it's going to be backed up soon. Not sure. 75 out of 120, so it'll just take a minute. Find the end of this rubber. Modular engines. I'm not sure what they stack to in machines. So that, yeah, that should be good. Nice. How much time did it take to build this? About 2,000 hours. I've been taking my time though. And I stream like several times a week. It is this button, Joel. 1,300 hours on this save plus to 150 there. So that's 1,500 hours, I would say. All things considered. Yeah, but it's like it's my job, right? So, or part of my job. So I can log 3 or 4 hours Tuesday through Saturday. Well, Minecraft on the weekends, but like during the week, I'll put in a fair amount of time on Satisfactory. And early on, I definitely played offline a bit too. How are we doing for copper? Nice, 700. Yeah, you can speed run it if you want to do that. I've been doing decorating. Cool. I'll go for a little bit. Delar, you got 600 hours in? Nice. So this will blow your mind. I don't know if I showed this off, Slay, but we are theming this entire factory. You might be wondering about the green. It's all based on Devastator, the 1980s Transformer combiner. And so with a little bit of building and a little bit of patience, you can make some pretty cool looking stuff. I had this idea from the very beginning. So we started off with the big trench and all the different lines and stuff, and then we're gradually building up to this. I'm trying to get into phase 4, and phase 4 is a pain in the butt. It is, we're going to be able to do the last part, the 250 and the 100, and the, look at the top right hand side of the screen. Those will be probably ready by the time next, well, not next stream, because next stream I'm going to be playing Minecraft, but by the time we get to the next Satisfactory stream on Tuesday, I should have enough of each of those, I think, by the end of that stream to get half of it done. But then we also have to do the other 2 things, and those things are just wild. And I may just try to temporarily unlock stuff. Mr. Yolo, you love the trench? Thanks, me too. Yeah, I like the main bus. I think it's really fun. I like seeing stuff move around. Something you don't really get that much in Minecraft, and so I wanted to highlight all of this. So we don't really have many trains coming and going just yet, so I might need to figure that out. Depending on whether we run out of room at that train station, I might end up starting to utilize the one that's in the main part there. I might try to actually put a permanent train station in there. Have to see. But now that we've got a lot of this set up and we are making the things that we need to make, as you can see, the decoration has started to fall off. And so I need to start finishing these things up. Some of these need roofs. Some of them, I don't know. I feel like I might try to do something a little bit different here. I do like that look, but I also feel like we can do something different with each roof just to try to have some fun and be creative. Why? See, this is the thing. You look over here and everything stopped for a minute. So there's something happening where these are just all on pause for no good reason. You all saw that, right? They were all yellow for a heartbeat, and I just don't know why. So none of our stuff is running at 100% efficiency for some reason. There's some bug somewhere, and it's just not working. And I'm wondering, I think it's because we've got those power switches. So we took them all out from the factory floors, but I think I've still got a couple of power switches way up at the main power in the base, and I think that's affecting everything that's an assembler that's in here. So I need to do some testing and see if I can't fix it. It sucks though, because like you really want to have those power switches in place in case anything goes wrong. But yeah, I'm thinking that these power switches are causing the problem. Yeah, I've got aluminum and I've got main priority grid and Sunstreaker. And you can see us spinning up and spinning down. So even if everything was on, we're only pulling in about half of what we're making. That's great. I keep on forgetting where this hypertube is. Well, I think this looks pretty good. Once we get like an actual roof on this and start to figure out how we're going to decorate it, I think having these machines all at the end here makes a lot of sense. It's kind of a cool scene in the background too for the window. Have the trains that might go by if we ever get them going in that direction. Very, very cool. And then who knows what we're going to be building out here. You can see where the train station might actually come out. And then we can also check where we are with our 250 space elevator parts. Almost halfway there. So yeah, we'll definitely be dropping those off next time. And then we are at 10%. I just gotta remember I've got the summer sloop in that thing too. Cool. Well, folks, this is where I need to wrap things up for the day. I'm going to pass you along to somebody else playing Minecraft. Not Minecraft. See, that's how tired I am. Satisfactory. This game. We're going to look to see who's playing Satisfactory right now. And I think it's probably going to be I'm Kibitz. Usually who's live this time of day. Oh, you know what? Jeezy's live. Jeezy's really fun. Let's send everybody over to Jeezy. Jeezy would be doing more moderate projects too for people that are new to Satisfactory, so I think you'll enjoy DS Jeezy. We've rated him before, so I'm going to send you on over there. He's a really good builder too. So thanks very much, folks. I really appreciate you hanging out today. And thank you for the people that were hanging around for the subscriber-only channel feed that I did earlier, which was an unboxing, thanks to your lovely support. If you're part of the Discord, or if you're a member here on Twitch as a subscriber, you can join the Discord and you'll get a link to that video if you happen to miss the live video today around 12:30. Then you can check that out in the Discord. I'll post a link as soon as I'm done here and I can get it sorted. You can also, of course, follow me on social media. Joel Duggan, very easy to find. Check out the Spawn Chunks podcast and the Citadel Cafe podcast. They're free wherever you get your podcasts, and they're also on YouTube. And I'll be back tomorrow with some Minecraft. That is going to be at 1 o'clock Atlantic, UTC minus 4 hours, I think. And I'll see you then. Bye for now. Enjoy your time with DS Jeezy.